every year. The Falcons just like, it's just, we ain't been right since the Super Bowl. And it's just like, all the Philly fans in there going crazy. They waving their hands like this. They doing some eagle fly like chant that they do in Lincoln Financial Stadium. And they bring all that energy, that Philly energy to they bring that shit down to Atlanta. And then, yo, Big Tigger, what are you doing, bro? Like, then you gonna play Meek Mill after the Eagles score? Like, we in Philly, bro. We in Atlanta. Come on, what is you doing? You amping them up. It was so much green in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium that it made no fucking sense. But
the following announcement has been paid for by
the ENN Podcast.
He has a good energy, you guys.
Can you believe it? Can
Sports.
you feel it? Can you feel that excitement?
The merchandise, wearing the hats.
Chris Wild here live from Lincoln Financial.
And I'm telling you, if you let Eli Manning walk into that stadium,
Music.
Wow.
man, again, and I hate to do this again, but these are goosebumps.
Whoa!
And more.
What's his next book gonna be called? Spineless?
Mike.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the ENM Podcast. I'm professional wrestler Chris Wild, live from bar 4133, and it is going to be very, very hard to knock this smile off my face, as it was an absolutely extraordinary weekend for me, both in wrestling and then getting to see the Philadelphia Eagles do what nobody thought they would do, and that's destroy the Atlanta Falcons in a 32-6 win, their first win in week one of the 2021 NFL season. It was just awesome to see fans all over the league back in stadiums. Football was back, and it felt great on an awesome Sunday too. The weather was perfect. I mean, you could not have asked for a better outcome than yesterday. And let's get right to it. Now, yesterday I did a video before the game talking about why you should be excited for this team. Well, they showed all those reasons in yesterday's big win against the Atlanta Falcons. And let me say this first off, guys. The Atlanta Falcons are a horrible team. They might be the worst team in the league. I didn't think they were going to be good, but I didn't think they were going to be that bad. Rookie tight end Kyle Pitts was a non-factor. Matt Ryan looked like he didn't even want to play towards the end of the game. Their offensive line got absolutely dominated by Javon Hargrave and the Philadelphia Eagles defensive line, and it was just a disaster for Atlanta and for their home opener. Their fans were hitting the parking lot at halftime. But for the Philadelphia Eagles, let's talk about the Philadelphia Eagles. And I'm watching some guys on national media today going, man, I didn't see this coming. I didn't see the Eagles looking this good. It's because they didn't pay attention. And I didn't understand that. I couldn't understand how you could think that this team would be that bad. Jalen Hurts, his pedigree alone for what he did in college, and I know college is just college, and really it doesn't mean shit in the NFL, but the guy is a leader. He gets better every single year. The intangibles are there for the guy, and all he needed was good coaching, and we saw that yesterday as the head coach, Nick Sirianni of the Philadelphia Eagles, and his offensive team, they set their offense around Jalen Hurts, and Jalen Hurts absolutely excelled. All the questions, I think, were answered. And I know it's just one game. I know it's just week one. But people wanted to know if he was accurate. Well, you saw that pass at Devontae Smith in the end zone for the first touchdown of the Philadelphia Eagles season. Looked pretty accurate to me. You wonder if he could throw a deep ball. I think he showed that as well. You wondered if he could read a defense. Man, he read that defense expertly yesterday. Picked up blitzes, ran when he had to, went through his reads, and got just about everybody involved, whether it was rookie Kenny Gainwell, whether it was Devontae Smith, Jalen Reagor, who had a big touchdown at the end, Zach Ertz, Dallas Goedert, Miles Sanders. They all showed up. And you know one thing that I want to say about this team before I forget, they look like they're having fun out there. Compared to last year's team, they looked like they were having a blast out there. The offensive line was back. Now, look, it wasn't all great. We saw the offensive line with a lot of penalties, a lot of head scratchers. It was frustrating at times. But again, I think that has something to do with the offense, especially the first-team offense, not really playing during the preseason. I mean, everybody was pulling their hair out. Oh, Jalen Hurts has only had 10 snaps in the preseason. He's not going to be ready. They're not going to be. I mean, come on. Calm down. yes, penalties, it was sloppy. They got to definitely clean that up before they go up against a dominant San Francisco 49ers team as they destroyed the Lions yesterday. And let's talk about this defense of the Eagles. So this defense, to me, I thought was going to be a strength for the team. I thought the defensive line was going to be absolutely awesome this year. I thought the linebackers were going to be improved. And I thought the corners were going to be improved as well. And I was right. Now, look, the first couple series, it was bad. The Eagles couldn't tackle. A lot of missed tackles. Eric Wilson, a lot of missed tackles from him. Avonte Maddox missed some tackles. I mean, it was watching Cordell Patterson, of all people, who I feel like he's 52 years old right now, running through that defense was absolutely frustrating. But they made some adjustments. And at the end of the day, this defense did not allow a touchdown to the Atlanta Falcons offense. The defensive line absolutely took over towards the end of that game. And I was explaining to my dad that was here at bar 4133. It's kind of like with an offensive line and defensive line, it's kind of like chopping down a tree. You keep cutting until the thing gets unstable. Eventually it's going to fall down, and the offensive line for the Atlanta Falcons fell down very early in the second half, and Javon Hargrave, Hassan Ridgeway, of all people, Josh Sweat, Brandon Graham, they all took over that game. It was good to see Darius Slay have a good game. Stevie Nelson almost have a couple interceptions. Avonte Maddox looking comfortable, again, even though he missed some tackles, looking comfortable back where he should be as that slot corner. I thought the punter, the rookie Sipos, was excellent. Nobody's talking about the punter today, but that was something that I wrote down. And again, Jalen Hurts just commanding this offense. Now, stats are stats. Jalen Hurts was 27 for 35 with a 77% completion, 264 yards, 3 touchdowns, 126.4 passer rating, 62 yards rushing, and here's the biggest stat, in my opinion, 0 turnovers. The guy did not turn the ball over. At one point, he was sacked. I thought for sure he was going to lose the ball, but he held on, and again, was actually awesome, electric. You can't say enough about this kid that was disrespected, underrated, not put on people's 32 top quarterback list, having Case Keenum, who's a backup in Denver, having Daniel Jones, who's a disaster in New York, placed ahead of him, having Cam Newton, who's not even on a team, put ahead of him. It was just unreal to me, and I think he shut them up, at least for 1 week. Now, this is a long season. It is just 1 week, and the Atlanta Falcons defense sucks and all that. But you look at the Eagles and the way that they dominated. Bad teams don't just dominate bad teams like that. They just don't. It just doesn't happen. And the Eagles did. And I'm excited. The Eagles are 1-0, and everybody else in the division lost. The Cowboys, of course, on Thursday night, even though you would think they win, but by the way, Cowboys fans talk. The Giants get beat up by the Denver Broncos, and then the Washington football team loses Ryan Fitzpatrick and gets beat by Justin Herbert and the LA Chargers. So this division is up for the taking, and again, it's just week 1. But when I say it's just week 1, I want to take you back to last year's week 1. We saw an Eagles team that was dreadful, that had a lot of injuries, that had a quarterback that was inconsistent. I think they were up 17-0 at one point, and they end up losing to Washington. And the feeling that we had after that game wasn't just disappointment, it was disgust. And that lasted the entire season. And that first game, if you think about it, was kind of the story for the 2020 Philadelphia Eagles. This year, will Game 1 be the story for the Philadelphia Eagles in 2021? We can only hope so. Again, I'm very optimistic and very excited about the Eagles' future after that. Seeing last year a coach and a quarterback that didn't talk for 9 weeks, and now seeing a coach and a quarterback doing handshakes after a drive and just being excited, it was really awesome to see. And it's awesome to see these guys have fun too. I really do. Everybody talked about the young coaching staff and how that was a negative. Man, I see it as a positive. I see these guys looking at these coaches, and they're, if you think about the older school coaches, and again, I don't want to make this video too long, but the older school coaches don't know about social media. They don't understand what it's like to kind of grow up in this kind of age or this kind of era. They can't really relate to players. Not saying they're not good coaches, but that relatability is just not there. And that's not the case with the Eagles' young coaches and their team. And going back to the night before the game, it was said that Nick Sirianni had a very emotional team meeting, and some guys said that it was the best team meeting that they've ever been to. Man, I'm really loving Nick. I'm really loving this guy, and I hope he has continued success, guys. This video has been long enough. I'm Chris Wild. Everybody, once again, stay safe, stay healthy. Go Birds! I'll see you later.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
It's one down, one to go, brother.
Round one, man.
Round one. Really?
Round one. Yes, sir.
Turn him up, Fletch. Come on.
Turn me up, man.
Turn me up, man. Turn me up.
Bring it in tight. Guys, shoot, that was sweet now. We played for each other for 60 minutes. Guys, that's the dog mentality. That's the dog mentality right there, okay? When the cage opens up, I don't care what the score is in the first half. When that cage opens up again, our teeth are snarling, we're drooling, we're ready and we're hungry and ready to hunt again. Yeah. And again, and again, and again, and again. That's a great team win, guys. It's a great team win, but guess what? We're gonna enjoy this for a little bit. And then it's round two. And then it's round two. All right? This time, it's in Philly. It's in Philly, round two.
All right. To Coach Sirianni, but to every coach and player and everybody in this locker room, I mean, you've been talking fundamentals since April, May, June, July, August. Today was an example of it. Round one, that's all it is. But you guys just couldn't be more proud of you. To Nick and the whole coaching staff and everyone in this room, this is the first of many. I think you guys can feel it. This is the first of many. Take care of your bodies. On to the 49ers.
Hey, man, when we play together, y'all see what happened. Let's stick together, man, through it all, man. Let's enjoy every moment, man. Let's correct it and get it right for the next game. But, man, let's enjoy this here right now.
E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles! E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!
I need Eagle Nation to stand.